All right. Good morning, sir. How you doing over there?
Good morning, sir. Blessed. Glad to do the show with you another Saturday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before we get started, we want to make sure we send rest in peace out to Oliver Miller, former NBA player, passed away last week on the 12th, and just announced yesterday, Big George Foreman. He's joined the ancestors as well. I had a feeling something was going on with George Foreman because all week I kept getting clips. You just start. People show up in your on your feed. I just kept getting lots of stuff through in the feed, and I was like, is it his birthday? But then they announced yesterday that he passed. So rest in peace to George Foreman and great fighter, great champion, George Foreman. He's probably more famous with this generation with the George Foreman grill than he is as a fighter. He had a lot of great personality. I always like watching the fights that he commentated, especially in the beginning years when he was a spokesperson for Wendy's. It seemed like every other word out of his mouth was Wendy's hamburgers, and that was always great to hear that because he was dedicated to the cause. And like they paying me, I'm gonna say it, and you can tell the other commentators were like, okay, George, this is enough. And he ain't care. He would just keep on going to get his point across. So rest in peace, George Foreman. And I figured something out, man. We've been doing this show 4 years, man. March 4th, 2021 was our original show day.
Wow.
I always liken it as we getting close to we always started somewhere near the what you call it? What's the thing called? The tournament, NCAA tournament.
Okay.
So I was pulled up on one, your memories come up on Facebook, and I'm looking at it like going, oh my goodness, 4 years, oh my goodness. Back in those days, we were doing every other week, and I was watching some of the old show, and I was like, I can't get through this. We've come so far.
4 years done.
Yeah. 4 years. I was talking to Marcus last week. We're gonna put together a best of show. We're gonna pull some clips and go through and narrate it and everything. I'm looking forward to it, man. But did some of them old clips? Woo, yeesh. Morning, Greg. How you doing, sir? Back when we first started, we couldn't even get people to we didn't even have a panel for people to actually say stuff on it was totally different. So I'm glad we got that capability that now we can put people on the side over here. We will always able to bring in more people, but just in terms of the comments. Speaking of comment, don't forget to click like, click share, and let people know that we are here. We are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram, TikTok. We on all of them. Between myself and Marcus, we corner the market. So come on and say hello to us. Say something to us. Say something direct like Greg already has. And I want to let you know that we are starting off today with the topic of the day, which is NC basketball tournament. And I see you, sir. We're both wearing Pistons, wearing the Pistons gear. You wearing your throwback jersey. I'm wearing the outfit I wore last night. Whew, we're going to talk about that a little later. We got story time. I can tell you it was just not our night last night. And that's just the best way to put it. We're going to talk about NCAA basketball tournament. All the number one seeds are still alive, and that's a good thing. Normally, at least through the first round. I think there's only one number one seed that's actually lost, and that was Purdue a few years ago. I think that's the only one that's ever lost in the first round. And that it wouldn't surprise me if it does happen again, but it didn't happen this year. We had some playing game magic. Alabama State over St. Francis. Alabama State threw the long pass, and the kid picked the ball up and put it in, and that was pretty sweet to see that happen. I got a question. Why aren't the playing seeds up? If you're in the playing game, why aren't you all 16? Why two 11 seeds and two 16 seeds? Why shouldn't all of them be 16 seeds?
No, because some of them won their conferences. I mean, well, not win the conference. Some of them actually are good. They just fell into the loophole, like North Carolina. North Carolina shouldn't have been there, but that first game they showed you why to reconsider the thought. Like, well, I mean,
they won their play-in game, but they lost the next game. So my thought is, if you're good enough to be an 11 seed, then why should you even have to worry about being in the play-in?
Because you're on the bubble. Like a lot of people said, North Carolina shouldn't have been there, right?
Right.
There's been times we've been doing this show for 4 years. You remember the year when Michigan State went 19-11?
They shouldn't have made the tournament.
They shouldn't have got in, but they got in because Tom.
They played the playing game and they lost the playing game to UCLA.
No, they got in. They didn't have to do a playing game. They got in, but they shouldn't have got in.
Didn't they play the playing game against UCLA?
No, they got in. They got in the tournament at 19-11. People was like, man.
But that was the year they lost the UCLA in the first round, and UCLA made that run.
LA, they lost. What was his name? Johnny Clack or something. That one kid. That's when my man went off. And then they ended up putting Michigan out.
And UCLA went all the way to the Sweet 16 or the Final Four, something like that.
They lost to Gonzaga. Johnny Chain, that's what his name was. They lost to Gonzaga, and then Gonzaga ended up losing to
in the championship game.
Yep, in the championship game. Yep.
I want this. It wasn't Arizona, was it?
No, they lost to Baylor.
Baylor. Okay, that's
Baylor.
right. That's right.
Baylor
ended up on them.
Baylor blew them out.
Yeah.
Baylor blew them out by like 20.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. Yeah.
It wasn't close. Yeah. That's Baylor was tough that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I picked them to win it that year. I think I picked it that year.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing your point of view. I get it. But if you're at large, you're at large. If you're good enough to make it, you're good enough to make it. But if you got to be a play-in team, and you should be a 16 seed, go ahead and play that 1 seed.
Look at after the demise of the Fab Five, look how long Michigan had to really fight just to get in. And they had good records. They were sending them to the NIT. They weren't even going to the tournament. And they had better records than, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how they do that. I think just leave it at 64. If you don't make it, you don't make it. Go to the NIT. All that play in and all that, man.
I agree. If it's 64, 64. If that's the case, it should be 68 for the women too. It's only 64 for the women.
Correct.
I think I agree. I think fair is fair. If you got it, you got it. If you ain't, you ain't.
Yeah, you don't got it. And that's fine. Because everybody not gonna have it, right? Mm-hmm. But on the same token, it's like you're rewarding bull. You're rewarding bull crap. Like, no, everybody know North Carolina shouldn't have been there. The only reason they were there was because it's North Carolina.
And, because their athletic director is on the board of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and that plays like it's a couple of years. Even when Roy had them, they shouldn't have went, but they went. Like Tom should. You want to be honest? If you really want to be honest,
I agree.
Kansas shouldn't have been in the tournament
this year.
Yeah, man, it was horrible.
I agree. But when you got those, you got people that's a name and a team that's going to travel and a team that's going to put some butts in the team
that's they travel well. Bill Self is a 2-time division, NCAA coach. I get all that, but yeah, Kansas shouldn't have been there.
So what you saying, Greg? One more game, 96 teams, only one more game. Well, they've talked about that for years. Just like for the football, they kept saying they should go directly to 16 instead of 12. They're saying they should do that. 96 teams, but then at that point, to me, it is so watered down. The quality is so watered down.
Right.
Is it really worth it? There are still a lot of good teams with those, 12, 15 and 16 records or 16 and 17 records. That's pretty much even that may make it to the second round of that conference tournament. That they could make it, but is it really worth it for all that? is it really worth it? Then you got to go to sites, hosting sites in the first round like they do in the girls tournament. It's more money at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. It's more money for the economy for those areas that are hosting the game. It's more money for the teams that's making the tournament. I don't know. It's more money for the more money for the TV, more TV money. True TV, TBS, CBS. They making more money, and throw ESPN in there while you at it. Why not? Why not? Throw in Peacock while you at it. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? So hey, is it doable? Yeah, but is it really worth it? Monetarily, yes. Hey, why not? They're doing everything else out there.
Right.
Makes that kids can make some more NIL money, some more collective money, and people, the family can go see them one more time, and they, it's almost participation tournament, participation trophy esque. It's almost on the line of participation tourney, a participation trophy. Participation trophy. All right, let's talk about the upsets. We got some upsets galore. New Mexico over Marquette, Colorado State over Memphis, Drake over Missouri, St. Mary's over Vandy, McNeese over Clemson. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen a lot of those games, but my timeline was going crazy, especially over that Drake game, and they were saying Drake could make a nice little run. It's always some fun to me to see Colorado State's uniform, them funny looking green and white with the horn on the side. And McNeese State, McNeese State is always going to be close to Detroit as hard because that's where Joe Dumars went to school. So we're going to see. Well, you're right, Greg. It makes the conference tournaments useless. And so if you, instead of having conference tournaments, you just take your quote-unquote top 4 teams out of the tournaments from each conference, just put them in the tournament. Man. That's a thought. That's a thought. All right, we got some big games coming up, some big matchups over the next over today and tomorrow. Auburn and Creighton. You got Arkansas and St. John's, St. Mary's and Alabama, Houston, Gonzaga, McNeese and Purdue. People mostly talking about the Arkansas St. John game. You got Calipari versus what's the gentleman at St. John's name?
Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino. They've been asking him a lot about it. He said we've been compared to each other a lot over the years, and we're really not the same person. And everybody wants us to kind of compare us a lot. Yeah, I would agree on that. There's a lot of comparison, and I don't think Calipari is as quote unquote outwardly dirty as the St. John's coach, but it's a dirty game at the end of the day. But St. John's coach his history has been a little wild. He a wild boy.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, but I mean, behind that being a wild boy, you talking about 2 former employees of Kentucky. Both got national championships on their resume. Yep.
Everybody didn't see Calipari leaving Kentucky, going to Arkansas, and that domino effect was something crazy. He left, and that opened up 16, 17 other jobs where people just things started falling into place for other people, assistants and as well as head coaches. So that was one great domino effect that happened last year when he took that job. They're back in the tournament after a year, second round. So I guess it paid off. That big oil man in Arkansas wrote the check and said, "Come on, man, I'm gonna get it back, but we gonna pay you first. You got to give my team some glory again. We got to bring back 40 minutes of hell." And so I wouldn't quite say 40 minutes of hell, but it's Calipari style.
Right.
Calipari style. So out of these matchups coming today, which one do you see being highlighted the most?
I see
Auburn, Creighton, Arkansas, St. John, St. Mary's, Alabama, Houston, Gonzaga, McNeese State, and Purdue.
I see McNeese State upsetting Purdue.
Okay. I can see that happen. I can definitely see that happening. Purdue is not the team that they were a year ago, but they still play defense, and that's the one thing that keeps them in the game. They play defense. They finished fourth in the Big Ten this year. Regular season, was it third or fourth?
It was one of those. I think it was fourth.
I think it was fourth, yeah. Because Michigan State, then it was I know Michigan was third, and then Purdue was fourth. I forget who was second, but so yeah, Purdue's going to continue to play hard, so that's going to be tough. And like I said, McNeese State is a sentimental favorite for Detroiters, seeing as how much we love Joe Dumars, even though the sports writers treated him wrong and ran him out of town unnecessarily. All right, we got the women as well. The women's tournament is a little bit slower because of the fact that they're a day behind, so pretty much in terms of their bracketing. We got some good games. We actually got some games here in Fort Worth. I looked at going to the game. They won $150 for those 3 games. I'm like, I don't know about that. Tomorrow we got Louisville and TCU. I want to see that game because TCU's girl that transferred out of LSU, she started at Louisville, so I want to go see that game. I might just go down there and scalp that ticket after the Louisville after the first game. I might just go down there and scalp a ticket, see if I can pick up a ticket. Because let's see, because Michigan and Notre Dame play first. No, that's wrong. That's just that game. That's just I might go down there just to see if I can scalp a ticket. And hopefully, it won't be $150. I hope I can find a nice high seat up in the rafters for $35 or something. The good thing about it is that's I'll still be able to see the game from up high. They don't have those big jumbo screens in there. I won't be watching it from on there. I'm gonna go down there just to see what I can do. Just see what I can. That game is at 6:00. I'm gonna go see what I can do. To go down there. I want to see that game. I had to apologize to TCU. I forgot the young lady had transferred over there until late into the season when I wasn't able to get to see a game. Let's see what other good games we got going on. We got one lone upset. Oregon jumped on Vanderbilt. I don't really see that as a upset. That was a 7-10 game. They beat them, but I don't know if that was much of a upset. On upset specials today, we got Michigan State playing Harvard. Harvard, I like Harvard. I like Harvard in that game. I already picked Harvard to win that game. Harmony, Turner playing against our Spartans, and I know as a Spartan, a lot of people are going to be mad at me. How are you going to pick another team over Michigan State? It's the tournament. This is what happens. We got South Carolina, Indiana. That's going to be a tough game for South Carolina. Indiana will not back down. That much I can tell you. We got Tennessee, Ohio State. Same thing. Tennessee brought in Kim Caldwell because the coach before that was only getting them so close, and so they were like, "Hey, we got a standard here, Tennessee. We got a standard." And so they fired the coach, brought in Caldwell. She's 22-9. Her record ain't much different than the other girl, Haley Van Lith. Thank you, Greg. Haley Van Lith, yes sir. Haley Van Lith is the girl she started at Louisville, went to LSU, and now she's at TCU. And, and she was a Big 12 Player of the Year. Big 12 Player of the Year, and led them to the number one seed, win the Big 12 this year. Let them win the Big 12 this year. Yep. So we got some good basketball going on. We got some great basketball going on this weekend. I'm if hopefully I can get a ticket to that game today. What game are you looking forward to seeing for the young ladies?
Hey, Indiana, South Carolina gonna be a good game.
Yeah, and South Carolina put up what we used to call it bust the clock. And South Carolina bust the clock on who would they play? Let's see here. Let me find that game. South Carolina bust the clock against Tennessee Tech, 108-48. So they jumped on them by 50. 60. Remember, we used to call it busting the clock because the clock didn't go past 100. If it went to 90, it would roll back to 0-0. So you would see a team beating the team 109-59. You would think the team winning 59 was beating them 59-9. Nah, the other team they would just bust the clock on them. So yeah, South Carolina bust the clock on Tennessee Tech. And so it's good. We got some, as usual, we got some good games going on. A lot of these site games is pretty cool. Columbia, South Carolina, where that game is going to be tomorrow at 3:00. And we got Oregon and Duke is going to be a good game. And Duke. And let's see here, Michigan Notre Dame game. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a tough game right there. That's going to be a really tough game down in Notre Dame. So these women's games are the women's game is going to be as exciting, if not more exciting, moving forward. I forgot to go live. I do apologize on Instagram side. I forgot to go live over there. We're a little bit. Welcome to the Instagram people. I do apologize. I knew I was forgetting to do something. I forgot to push the button over there, but we on over there. We on over there too. So welcome on the Instagram side. As you can see, I'm producing the show by myself today. Mr. Marcus had to go take care of a little business in his world. So we want to say thank you to him, and also don't forget to click like, click share, and get the book Gratefulness Journey Every Day, written by that young man, Mr. Marcus Holmes. Every week I make sure I promote the fact that he is on TikTok and he does HR. What does he do? Lean in, let me tell you. He lets you know how to write a resume. He can take your resume and clean it up. He can show you how to answer questions, how to use that format to your advantage, how to negotiate your salary, what to say, what not to say in an interview. Make sure you look that man up. Marcus Holmes on TikTok. He has lots of good, lots of great advice on what to do when you go to get the interview, what kind of clothes to wear, what questions to ask, what questions not to ask, how not to ask, and how to answer, all the good stuff. So you make sure you look that young man up. Make sure you look that young man up. And thank you everybody for coming out this week, and let them know that we're here. Who are we? We are Felix and Kamau. We're doing another great show. And our Pistons gear, even though the Pistons lost last night. Is your bracket busted, Felix? Did you do your bracket? Your bracket busted?
Yeah, because Memphis. I don't know, man. Penny, no, I don't know. They good for they remind me of Houston. They good for the season. Once the tournament starts.
The last couple of years, they've lost early rounds of the tournament.
Right.
And I remember, was it last year before last, Penny threw the water bottle in the stands, and they was mad at him for doing that. He was mad. Yeah. But I think they're going to be better next year. You know why? Because my co-worker's son going over there, he going to play point guard for him. He's a winner, and he's a leader. He's got experience in the professional leagues over in Portugal. Okay. So look out for Memphis being a top 10 team next year, in the next couple of years, while that young man is there, leading them to glory at the University of Memphis. That used to be Memphis State some time ago. I always thought it was cool they was Memphis State, but hey, just like they had to change the names for the Indian teams, they had to get rid of those names. They had to change Memphis State to Memphis. All right. Detroit Pistons, we said we was going to talk about them. It's time to talk about the Pistons and the NBA. Let's see here right now. The Pistons are, 39 and 32, 2-2 since last week. Last night they lost 123 to 117 to Dallas Mavericks. 5-5 on the last previous game. They're in sixth place. They shouldn't have lost that game last night. It just seemed like they were flat, and they just didn't play well. I would say the word I would use is tired. They play like they were tired. You know, it's a road trip. They played 5-6 games on the road, and they look tired. They look mentally drained. They couldn't. Normally they go out and they play tough against a team, and Dallas didn't back down to them. It's strange to see those teams play against each other, because you see the college guys, you see everybody heights here, and here. Out there, the pros, they all tall. They all are big, cock-strong guys out there playing the game. And to see them play against them last night, it was something else. They don't blow monkey chunks anymore. You're right. The Pistons don't blow monkey chunks anymore. And the story time I got, let me get my notes out. The first thing I want to say is that J.B. Bickerstaff has complete respect and control of that team. That's the first thing I noticed. The last time I saw, them, they had the guy that's in the front office now. They gave him a job, and when they brought him from Toronto, they didn't care. They didn't care about that guy. He was out there yelling and screaming at the team. They were just like, whatever, man. We're gonna run this play. We're gonna run what we want to run.
Dwayne Casey.
It was ridiculous. You can tell there's a big difference. What I didn't like, the warm up uniforms. I don't like them uniforms. They don't look like the Detroit Pistons. They look like Spider-Man. They look like they got if you look at the red and blues that they got, they look like Spider-Man. The uniforms they had, the regular old school white, blue and white uniforms, the white whites that they wear. They was cool, but they look like Spider-Man. I'm like, can we do better than this? You say no?
Yeah, it sounds good, but nah.
They just look ridiculous. They look mighty ridiculous in there. Let's see what else we got. They did a video replay. For what's the kid's name? When he came back, they gave him a video tribute. Let's see, what is this name? I forgot. Hardaway, Tim Hardaway Jr. They did a video tribute for him. Called him out and waved to everybody, which was cool because he was there when they won the championship. He was been there. This is his first year back. With the Pistons, first time going back. I thought that was pretty cool. They do too many video replays. They go to the we want challenge. They're taking too much of the human element out of the game, and that slows the game up. And the game was way too long. You just literally sitting there like this, and they should let run the cheerleaders out. And they dance, and they got the dance squad. They got a break dance squad. They got the drummers up in the rafters. I don't even think them drummers really be drumming. I think they be playing music, and they just look like they drumming. They just having fun up there. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Everything everything is the show but the game. And they give you a chance where you can do a survey. That's exactly what I put in my survey. Everything is the show but the game. I'll come to see the game. I don't come to see the show. Don't get me wrong. I understand you want to have your cheerleaders, your dance squad, the big fellas out there dancing. Every team got some guys, the 2200 and over club. I get it. But what about the basketball game itself? That's the last thing on the list is the game. Let's see here. It was a sloppy game, and they actually played like a young team. They showed the fact they were a young team last night. They lost by 6 points. If you look at the 6 points, they lost by a couple free throws, some about 3-4 techs. Yep, those were the points that they lost by. They didn't lose by basketball. The points that they lost by was by the intangibles. The techs that they got, missing free throws, the free throws that Dallas got. Jason Kidd basically got nothing. He put together a team of nothing. So I really have a lot of respect for him. He just sits there. He stands there so calm, and he just points and he talks. I don't even know if you can hear him. He just go. I don't even think his team can hear him. He just pointing, and they go. It's funny to see that. It's just too funny to see that. And the biggest thing is that I watch the game inside the game, and I'm watching the Detroit security detail. They bring their own security with them, and they all kind of dress alike. The coaches dress. The players got on their uniforms. The coaches got on the uniform, and the security detail from each team has a uniform. And so they got one that sit with them on the bench, and they got another guy that's on the other side of the court. And every time a timeout happened, he walk out. And it's funny because he don't walk out fast. He just kind of he literally moseys on out. He moseys on out like he ain't got nothing else better to do. But he's watching the crowd and he's making sure nobody's coming out on the court. And the cheerleaders are mad because he in their way. We walk real slow. Felix, come on, man, where you at?
I'm here, man.
Real slow. And the girls, they be trying to get in their position to dance, and he don't care. So that's the best. That's what I want to talk about. Story time. All right, we're gonna jump over to the keep an eye on. We were talking about the Lakers. They are now 43-26. They are in third place. They had failed in fifth place last game, and now they're in third. You still think the Lakers gonna make a run at it, sir?
I believe it's going to be the Lakers and Cleveland.
In the finals? So the Lakers going to be either Oklahoma City or they're going to beat Denver?
Nah, them two, all them going to cancel out. That's just going to open the door for them.
Okay. All right. I can see that happening. All right, we also got Golden State. They are now 41-29. Well, they went 2-2. Well, they went 3-1 over their last week. They're still holding steady in sixth place. But like the Pistons are 39-32. They got a little bit better record than the Pistons, but they're playing in a better conference in the Western Conference. You think they're gonna hold serve and not playing the play-in game?
You know what? They need let me see. Jimmy Butler, they were 18-2 since the trade. But my man is trash. My man trash, dog. Draymond is trash, dog. Buddy Hill trash.
I wouldn't say that he's trash. I would say that he plays the role that he's been being paid to play. He averages a triple single, but he sets those screens. He rebounds when he's supposed to. He runs the offense. He pretty much runs the offense. Steph Curry has never really been a point guard. He's a hybrid too. Yeah. They put the ball in his hands for him to score. So who runs the offense? Pretty much Draymond Green. He plays his role. I can't say
the role with the shenanigans that come, that ain't part of the role neither.
It is. When you come to town, you know you gotta play up against Draymond. Draymond went out there and pretty much beat up on Karl Anthony Towns last week. And then his team Karl Anthony Towns' team went over there and dapped him up. Nah, we ain't doing that. Even though he's my teammate, I may not think he's the best, but he on my team. What? Because he on my team and you pulling stuff like that, you got to come see me. You know, I take a fine because you're not about to push him around like that and talk him down like that on my team. Coach, put me in. I got 6 fouls. I got 2 techs. Let's go.
Okay.
Somebody on that team got to step up and do that. You know, he putting up 25 a night for y'all, 25 and 12 a night for y'all, and y'all can't protect him. You ain't gotta like him, but y'all in position, y'all record because of what he do. You making your money because of what he do. To me, that ain't right.
Man, okay, I get that.
To me, that ain't right. But hey, who am I? I'm on the sideline. I don't make no money. Let's check the Instagram side. Let's see. Hey, Akia, how you doing? Good to see you, classmate. Cranbrook Hub out there doing good things in the entrepreneurial world. Kia, drop the name of your store so I can pub your store out there. She has a nice little boutique where you can go get some specialized clothes. Her name is Akia. She is a great young lady, and you want to go make sure you support this young lady. Because right now we all about supporting Black businesses now. If we're not going to Target, we haven't been going. We just ended a week ago or so a boycott of what's the name of them people? Amazon. So we want to make sure we go in and support Black businesses, and that's one of them. Mr. Kia, she has one. So if you're still watching us, Kia, make sure you please drop the name of your business so we can get people to go visit her. She's in the Detroit area, and she has some great specialty pieces for the young ladies. I'm not sure about gentlemen, but I know definitely for the ladies. So if you want a piece that only you can wear, only that'd be for you, that the one you won't see nobody else wearing around in the city, you want to go see this young lady right here. All right, we're down the stretch for baseball. Baseball season is here. They have given spring training has broken, and as of right now, the Tigers finished 11-11 on spring training. Last year they were like 12-5 or something like that. They were really good in the spring training. Then the season started, and they just kind of took a dip. So maybe this year they'll be more consistent. Maybe they're saying this year we're gonna be more consistent going into the season. Opening day is the 27th at the Dodgers. They play 3 games, and then they go to Seattle for 3 games. They come home April 4th for Chicago. They play against the White Sox. I'm looking forward to it. Tyreek Skubal is going again, takes the bump on Thursday against the Dodgers, and so they're gonna do that a ring ceremony and everything. Everybody gonna be hyping and down in Los Angeles. I wish I could get some tickets, but them tickets, they talking about them tickets, it's thousands of dollars. They talking the opening day tickets is like buying tickets to the World Series almost. How expensive them tickets are for opening day at the Dodgers. I looked at that, I was like, no, thank you. I can't even go out there and talk about getting a day of ticket. I don't want to say the wrong word because I don't want the FBI coming after me. I don't know. I don't want to get a day of ticket out in front of the stadium, and let I'm getting my hands ran behind me. I ain't even thought about doing that, but not this year. So good luck to the Tigers this year. Last year, made it to the playoffs, and hopefully we can see them do that again this year. Because they're a tough league, like they've always been. We got the Red Wings right now who are 32, 30-6. They are 1-1 since last week, and they are so far out of playoff contention. It's almost not even worth talking about. They in the ocean without a buoy.
Wow.
Without a buoy. They so far out, it's ridiculous. They were. I think it's settled. I think it's done. I don't think they can make the playoffs. They have like 10 or 12 games left. I was looking at a game that me and you could possibly get to next Saturday or next Friday or something like that. We can see. We can look at it. Maybe we can. I can sneak away, like I've been saying, I'm to come to a game. But I still want to see my Red Wings play one time this year. I did see them play against this year at the AAC, and they got beat with 5-2, 4-2, something like that, 6-2. Speaking of which, in my travels to see the Pistons and the Red Wings, I am 0-3 at the American Airlines Center. Pistons 0-2, Red Wings 0-1. Red Wings and the Pistons, the first times I saw them got blown out. Pistons at least made it close this year. So my heart hurt a little bit for my Detroit teams. Red Wings, Pistons, Lions, I've all seen. I haven't seen them win yet. Tigers, I've seen beat. They're like 5-1, 6-1 since I've seen them down here. So they got a good home advantage for all of the Dallas teams, except for the Tigers. The Tigers have consistently been beating the Rangers, at least for the games I've seen. So we just gotta pray for gotta continue to pray for our Red Wings. And the questions are what are they gonna do in the offseason? Are they gonna make some changes in the offseason? Are they gonna keep?
I don't think so.
I
think they're gonna ride Steve out, man.
I think so. I agree. I think they're gonna keep Steve as well. I agree 100%. I don't see Steve going anywhere, and I think the coach they have they're gonna keep him as well. And I don't see. To me, it's business at this point.
Right.
We as fans want to see them make the playoffs.
Correct.
From a business standpoint, they selling out the LCA. They're doing it. They selling out the Comerica Park. They're putting a product on the court. They're putting a winning product out there.
Right.
They're above 500.
Right.
So what I don't see that, we as fans see it that way. We want to win. Yes, come on, win. Right. But at the end of the day, you're winning. You are winning. You're above 500. You may not be exactly where you want to be in terms of putting that championship product out consistently, but they're not far from it. So we got to accept that. All right, Felix, it's about that time. We're going to take a quick pause for the calls as we jump into stupid sports news. All right. Also, really quickly, I want to say hello to Janice. She jumped in on the Instagram side. Good morning to you, Miss Janice. A really nice young lady and former beauty queen as well. So we want to say hello to her and thank her for joining us on the Instagram side. Kia, if you're still with us, don't forget to put your name of your business in there so we can make sure we promote that. And for Super Sports News, Aaron Rodgers might be a Steeler.
Yeah, I heard them reports too. I was like, man, this guy, he just don't stop, man. The one thing I do like, I like what Hayward said. Man, either you in or you out. Ain't nobody about to prolong this, man. That's how you got to approach that. You have to approach him like that. Either you in or you out, man. Ain't nobody about to fly down. Ain't nobody about to travel across the country looking for you. Either you want to play here or you don't. Now, you remember some years back, they got on the plane and they went down to Mississippi and got Brett Favre for to play for the Vikings. And Antonio Pierce at the time was like, I'm not doing that, man. And he was coming off a Super Bowl with the Giants. And he was like, I'm like, either you gonna play or you not. Ain't nobody not. That's how you have to approach Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. You got to have parameters and boundaries in place from the very beginning. I know the Steelers said we're gonna let you think about it, where you want to go. And the Minnesota Vikings was like, who said we wanted him? We didn't say that.
Right.
Y'all said that. He said we wanted. We got JJ McSizzle.
Yeah. We
gonna roll with him.
Yeah.
The Vikings basically was like, right. we good. We good over here. We gonna roll with the kid who's still in rehab. So that says a lot. That says a lot as to what they really thought about bringing in Aaron Rodgers. Honestly, I'm saying to myself, Tomlin put up with a lot. As a coach, is it really worth it to you, Mike Tomlin, to deal with everything that Aaron Rodgers brings to the table? Are you going to be a good team? Yeah. Is your offense going to run? Yes. Do you have linemen up there to protect him? Because he can't move no more.
Right.
He's definitely a pocket passer now.
Right.
He's going to have to be a rhythm pocket passer. Two-step drop from the shotgun, let it fly. That's going to have to be who he is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to have to be. It is. So I got a little story. I want you to tell me who was who. The scorpion and the turtle. Remember that story? The turtle on the side of the lake, and the turtle trying to get to the other side of the river. Okay. The turtle and the scorpion comes up to the turtle and says, "Hey, I need your help. I need to get to the other side of the river. Can you take me?" Turtle says, "I don't know, man. You know for stinging people for no reason, and I ain't trying to die. Both of us have died in the middle of this pond if you just sting us for no reason. Just trust me. I really need to get over there, and I'm not going to sting you. Come on, man. We'll both die."
Right.
Come on. Turtle says, "Okay, climb on board." Turtle starts, keeps his head above, and the scorpion says, "Zap!" halfway through. And Turtle says, "We about to die. What you do that for?" Scorpion says, "It's in my nature." To me, Aaron Rodgers is the scorpion. It's in his nature to keep a ball that crap.
Yep.
It's in his nature.
Because he's not irrelevant no more.
Even when he was relevant, he kept a ball of crap.
When he was relevant, he wasn't as bad as he is now. Like, yes, he got Mike Holmgren fired, right? Yes, he didn't get along with Matt LaFleur. Yes, he got my man fired. Yes. But he was worse. Once he won the championship, he became worse. Now that he's not irrelevant. It's like when you don't talk about LeBron. He gets an attitude. He wants to be irrelevant. Irrelevant people seek attention. They don't get attention. They like little kids. It's my party and I'll whine if I want to. So that's what he wants to. Every time you turn on SportsCenter, who's the only person that talk about him? Stephen A. And Stephen A. not even talking about him now. So now it's like, well, let me do something to be irrelevant. Oh, we got pictures of Aaron Rodgers sitting on the beach. Now you're talking about him again. We call them type of people attention whores.
Yeah.
They need attention. Everything has to be about them. No, it doesn't. Because contrary to belief, when Aaron Rodgers does finally hang it up and LeBron finally hangs it up, there's gonna be a lot of happy sports fans out here. You're talking to one right now.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of LeBron, and only time I was mad at him when he said he was going to go to Miami. That made me mad because he said he was going to be the first person to bring a championship to the city of Cleveland. So that made me mad. I said some mean stuff about him back then. It's still in some records somewhere. I'm pretty sure somebody, once with this show blow up, somebody going to pull it up about what I said. Yeah, I said it because I was mad. But I'm still a LeBron fan, and you're right. He wants to stay relevant. Aaron Rodgers wants to stay relevant, and so they do things to make sure they do. And they still. And I'm glad to see that the story has kind of died down about him and the son and all that sort of stuff. I'm glad to see that has kind of died down. That's not being talked about as much anymore. I'm glad to see that. Yeah. So, Mike Tomlin, please, I'm begging you. No. Go get somebody else. Go find you another quarterback. There's other quarterbacks out there. You got Russell. You still got Russ. Sign him to another 1 year, $100,000 contract.
I don't know, man. Russ trash too, man.
Well, at this point, you got 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Yeah. You made the playoffs with Russ last year. You can do it again this year. What did he do? Hand the ball off and throw them 10-yard outs. 10-yard outs. That's all he did. That's cool. That's all you need. You ain't have to throw the ball deep like he did before. You ain't got to let Russ cook no more. We just got to let Russ turn on the stove. He ain't even got to turn the stove on. He just got to monitor the food. Don't let it burn.
Right.
That's good. That's all you need from Russ. All right. In other NFL news, Jameis Winston is about to sign with the Giants. So the Giants gonna eat some dubs with Jameis Winston. I like that. And here's why. Jameis can handle the New York press. I think that's gonna be that's a match made in heaven.
That's gonna be a comedy show.
Say it again.
Gonna be a comedy show the whole 17 years. 17 games.
Yes, I'm looking so much forward to it. Between him praying and his sayings and all the stuff that his motivational speeches, I cannot wait to see this. I cannot wait to see this. I can't wait to see it. All right, we gonna jump in our last topic of the day. One quick question. All right. Does Jess Hilarious have a problem with Loren Lorossa and the rest of the crew on that morning show? What's the name of that show that they do? The Breakfast Club. Did you hear about that and all the crazes and how Jess Hilarious was on Instagram and TikTok and everything talking about it's some bull that Loren Lorossa. Look, they let her take over, and I've been here doing all this all these years. Well, not all this year, but this is my spot. She trying to take my spot. It's basically like what's that show? What's the movie? 5 Heartbeats. Flash. She feel like they trying to Flash. They can bring her in like Flash.
Oh yeah, like Eddie Kane, right?
Yeah, Eddie Kane trying to come in like that. I just thought that was funny. I was like, why are you worried? You got a contract. Even if you do leave, they got to pay you.
Yeah.
Why not let when you went out on maternity leave, she did what she was supposed to do. She kept the ratings up, and she kept everybody, and she did her job to the point where everybody want to still see her.
Right.
You remember Les Brown? Before Les Brown became a motivational speaker, he was a DJ. One of his best stories was he talked about how the guy who was on the weekend, the guy came to work drunk and he couldn't do his show. And the program director was like, this guy called. He was like, I ain't calling nobody. This is my shot. The girl took her shot, and she did what she's supposed to do. Loren Lorossa did what she's supposed to do. She came in there dressed to the nines every day, face beat, hair done, outfits. Cause she knows she live on TV, and she know that they on the radio as well. She's like, I'm gonna give it to the people. I'm gonna give them what they want. And I'm gonna give myself an opportunity to keep this job. So to add her as a fourth person, there's nothing wrong with that. You look at Steve Harvey Morning Show. They got 4 or 5 people on there. You look at what's the other guy that's on Ricky Smiley. They got 4 or 5 of them. You look at your local station. They got at least 2, 3 of them. It's money for everybody. Make your money, boo-boo. Don't mess your money up because you in your feelings.
Yeah.
We bring Greg and we bring Steve on here. And if we bring them on and the ratings say that we best to keep them on here more, we gonna do it. Why? Because we ain't making no money. 2, we want to make the money. Right. So Greg, if it was to the point where the rating said we need to get them on here more often, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna bring them on. Right. Why? Because we got to give the people. You got to give them what they want and make the money at the same time. Don't give up your seat because you feeling the type of way. Say thank you. You're a comedian. You go to a lot of comedy shows where you may not be the headliner. Right. They're going to add people at the last second. You know what you do? You get up, do your 15 minutes, make your check, and you go back to the green room, you go back to your room, and you perform the next night, and you go to the next city. Jess, I love you. Baby, keep it going. Make your money. Make your money, boo-boo. Don't worry about what the mother folks is doing. Or they will blow up. Or let them blow up. Good, come on. Greg, if Greg got on the show and we blew up, good. We can all get paid. We whatever it is, the money work out, whichever directions. If he make more money, I'm making some money. My goal is to be able to make enough money to pay my house note every month. If I can make enough money to every month to cut that check to me, to cut that check to the mortgage company, I'm happy. That's one less stress on my mind every day. To worry about how I'm gonna get all these bills paid. I ain't gotta worry about who gonna get paid early, who gonna get paid late. I'm gonna rob Peter to pay Paul. That's my goal. I'm serious. And if it means bringing Steve and Greg on here, that's good to me. Because why? That means we're doing something we're supposed to do. That means we listen to the people. That means the advertisers like what they see. Come on. Loren, keep doing what you're doing, Miss Lorossa. Go ahead, girl. Do y'all thing. Comic relief. Jess Hilarious is comic. Loren Lorossa is a straight person. Between Charlemagne and the other guy, they comic and straight. Everybody got their own talents. Cool. Go on, do what you gotta do. Go on, do what you gotta do. All right, that is our show for today. Thank you, sir, for another great show. We're gonna work this out in terms of get us a best of show because I think we need at least one kind of a week off. We may need to look at taking a break after the tournament because we got to finish throughout the tournament. We may need to take a week off. We can do a best of show. Don't forget on Tuesday nights, the Love and Stuff, our flagship show, Love and Stuff, is Tuesday 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and our next show is next Saturday, the 29th. We're gonna talk about the great. We're gonna have the Sweet 16 for both sides. Play. We're gonna be at the grade 8 at that point for the men's side. Dr. V, the good Reverend Dr. Valencia Adner, her show's on Wednesday on YouTube. And I did send a note to Brother Williams. We're gonna try to get him back. He just had his 25th preacherversary. Preacherversary for being a preacher. And so we want to see him get back in the fold because he does great things with love and music, love and history, and all that good stuff in the love and stuff diaspora. So thank you guys for coming out on Instagram side. Let's see, Chris in Brooklyn 718. Thank you for joining us on the Instagram side. We got Twitter, we got Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, all rolling at the same time. Thank you guys for coming out today, and we will see you all next week.